10-year-old Tyler was riding his bike when he collided with a bus.
My head.
Arriving at the location, Dr. Adam and Ian are met by the tactical incident commander, who briefs them on what he's discovered so far. The boy was coming out of a cul-de-sac on his bike when he collided with the bus. Passers-by say he was initially knocked unconscious, but that he didn't go under the wheels.
Hi Tyler, my name's Adam. Right, I'm doctor with the ambulance service. Is it all right if we come and have a look at you? Is that okay?
10-year-old Tyler wasn't wearing a helmet and has cuts and bruising to his head.
Yeah.
A bit tacky, can I do it?
Tachy or tachycardic means a fast heart rate, a sign that Tyler could be bleeding internally.
How about these legs? How do they feel?
Is it all right if I pop a little blanket over you just to keep you warm?
Airway intact, his eyes open, he's got moving all four limbs, a bit of tenderness there, but doesn't feel particularly guarded or rigid. Pain in the left knee.
Tyler didn't fall under the wheels, but witnesses say he was dragged along for a few meters and was knocked unconscious.
You want to what, sorry Tyler? You off to Mum?
Yeah.
Tyler's mum Anna was at home when she got the call every parent dreads. By the time she arrived, her son was being treated in the back of the ambulance.
It's okay, Tyler's okay, he's conscious, he's talking to us, he's asking after you, okay, which is a good sign, yeah?
I just instantly thought he's dead.
He definitely isn't, okay?
Right.
He's doing really well, okay? Does he have asthma?
No.
Any problems with his breathing?
No.
And has he had any medication today?
No.
On board the ambulance, Ian is monitoring Tyler's condition.
How old are you, Tyler? You're 10. Do you know when your birthday is? In March. OK, all right.
By asking questions, Ian is looking for signs of confusion that could point to a brain injury.
Yeah, look, I know, mate. Should we try and get you some medicine to take that pain away?
Yeah.
Yeah, OK, mate.
Whilst we can see the back, bike's being dragged. Here.
Okay.
So we collected him from here.
Okay.
Is that your head, buddy?
My head.
Whereabouts in your head?
Is it where I'm holding?
Yeah.
Is that better now?
Tyler's head is completely immobilized to protect his spine on the journey to hospital.
You feel a bit sick? All right. You going to be sick? Should we get you a little bowl?
Before they set off, Dr. Adam checks Tyler's abdomen once more, looking for signs of bruising or internal bleeding.
So we go BCH. He looks fine, his heart rate's coming down. He's just a little bit drowsy now, feeling a bit sick. So BCH based on mechanism.
As Dr. Adam can't rule out a serious head injury, he decides to take Tyler to Birmingham Children's Hospital, the region's paediatric major trauma centre.
I can't see any evidence of a tyre going over him, thankfully, because that's normally what causes the damage, so I think he's been very lucky, really.
In Oldbury, critical care paramedic Colin Apps is treating 81-year-old Henry, who has a serious head injury after falling off his roof.
I haven't fallen off the roof. Where have you fallen from, the ladder? Do you know where you are? Just keep your head nice and still for a minute and we'll see what's going on with you, all right? You've obviously fallen and hit your head quite hard.
Henry, a retired teacher, was checking for leaks on his roof when he fell onto the concrete drive. His wife Patsy was at home and called 999.
He put his foot on the first one and he slipped.
OK.
A local ambulance crew has arrived to help.
So he is conscious, he's maintained his own airway, he's got a strong radial pulse. I think the plan will be is that we'll mobilise him on a scoop, get him up off the floor, and then we can give him assessment in the back of the ambulance.
As well as a significant head wound, Colin's also concerned Henry has suffered internal injuries. And any medication he's taking could make bleeding significantly worse.
Is he on any blood pills? No, not blood pills. He's on blood pressure tablets.
All right.
I've got his medicine. We'll get everything for you.
What's your wife's name? Patsy. Patsy, he's OK. OK, he's fully conscious. Just relax. Go and just calm yourself down because we're going to look after him and he'll be fine. There's no need to rush around and get yourself all worked up. He's going to go to the hospital for a check-up and some assessments, but he'll be OK.
Colin must keep Patsy calm. He needs to concentrate on Henry's trauma.
Am I on the roof?
You're on the floor at the moment, on your drive.
You can't fall any further, Henry.
Henry suddenly seems confused. A worrying sign his brain is not working as it should.
Okay. Ready, lift.
His brain may be swelling and pushing against his skull, reducing the vital flow of oxygen-rich blood.
So she's put the ladder away, but he was up at this top of the guttering bit, and it sounds like he's just missed his footing on the ladder and fallen. The ladder stayed where it was, and he just fell down to the floor. So quite a fall for his age.
Can I follow my car off so I know where you're going?
They won't let you in the hospital when we get there.
But how will I know where it is?
So what we'll do is we'll take your details just next to him, and someone will call you from the hospital, okay?
Okay, come back.
COVID restrictions mean that Henry's wife Patsy can't go to hospital with him.
We just got him in the back of the ambulance. We're going to do a set of observations. He's obviously elderly, and he's had a decent fall, and he's lost consciousness, so that's a concern. He'll need to go to hospital with an alert so they can get him assessed and scanned, if possible, quickly, if he needs it. It depends on his condition when he gets there. Just have a feel of his chest for me. Just have a feel all around this, because you check, I know you listen, just have a feel all around, just check for any fall. Does it hurt anywhere where we press on your chest?
As well as damage to his brain, Colin is concerned the impact of the fall may also have injured Henry's lungs.
Henry, do you have any pain in your tummy?
A blow to the chest can cause fluid to build up, which has life-threatening consequences.
And with your legs, can you move your legs for me? And that one? Can you feel me touching all the way down your legs? Yes.
After masking up, Patsy is allowed onto the ambulance to say goodbye.
He seems like he's recovering well. He should make a good recovery, how he seems at the moment, all right?
Thank you very much indeed for all your help.
All right, you take care.
Sorry about this.
No, you don't be sorry. We just hope he's all right, so all the best.
With cardiac arrests, time is everything. Every minute that goes by without someone attempting a resuscitation, the chances of survival drop by 10%. On arrival, ambulance crew members are working hard to save support worker Vanessa.
Okay, was she asystolic when you got here? Okay, so first crew, she was asystolic.
Basically, throughout. We've done a few rounds of compression. We're trying to get access because we need to give adrenaline.
She has been asystolic without a heartbeat since they got there.
Your family, what's happened? Is she an asthmatic? Okay. Have you found her in cardiac arrest?
Earlier, Vanessa, who was alone at the time, called a relative to tell them she was having an asthma attack. When she failed to answer her phone after they called back, her nephew went round and found the 50-year-old collapsed. No one knows how long ago her heart stopped beating.
We've got an IGL in airway, and Tidy's a little bit low, so we just have to go slow on the ventilations.
Okay.
And we're just getting the reversible courses now.
I'll tell you what, I'll come around the top end.
Because Vanessa doesn't have a heartbeat, it can't be shocked back into a workable rhythm with a defibrillator. So they will use chest compressions and drugs to try to get it started again.
Okay, let's check the pulse in 2 places, please.
Nothing here, mate.
Okay, so that looks like asystole to me. Back on the chest then for 2 minutes, and let's see where we're going.
After each cycle of chest compressions, Pete checks to see if there is the slightest spark of life.
Just done a pulse check, and we're 1 minute 20 to the next pulse check, but she's in asystole, so we're going to start trying to redress some reversible causes. Okay, all right, so have we got any access? Okay, let's get some adrenaline and the glucose set up if we can.
Adrenaline and glucose are stimulants that could trigger activity in Vanessa's heart.
So 8 seconds, if everybody just stands back while the care team get the Lucas device deployed. So 3, 2, 1, okay.
The entire team are doing everything they can, but with Vanessa still showing no signs of life, Pete knows they don't have much time left to save her.
Can we just do a pulse check? What have we got there?
Write it all down.
Okay, there's no pulse.
Okay.
But after 20 minutes of fighting to get her heart started, there is still no sign of life.
Will this move under her legs? Let's raise her legs, see if that helps anything.
By raising Vanessa's legs, Pete hopes gravity will send blood closer to her heart. and may prompt it to restart.
So there's no pulse at the carotid.
An end tidal is 1.3 despite 20 minutes of good ALS. But can somebody have to have a chat with family regarding that, or is that all right? And I'll continue with timings. Is that all right? Okay. Yeah, let's continue. Is anybody in a position to find out the time of the call?
Their hardest decision is always when to stop trying to save a life.
We've got an unknown downtime. We have had some CPR on crew arrival, but we don't know when she's actually arrested, and blue on arrival apparently. So the things that are going against us, she's not been in a shockable rhythm at any point. We've done 20 minutes of ALS.
20 minutes on the monitor.
Okay. Do we need to reconsult family, or are you happy with that, Bobby? Has anybody got any objections to stopping? Okay, is everybody happy to stopping? Recognition of life extinct. By my time, that's 16:13.
A crew member informs Vanessa's relatives that despite their best efforts, she has died.
So, on lift, ready, step, lift. Into lift. Yeah, it can be emotionally draining, I think, but at the same time, you have to sort of detach yourself from the emotional side of it if you can. There will always be jobs where you can't detach yourself. There'll always be those jobs that always stick in our minds that we all keep locked away somewhere, the jobs that, you know, you can't really forget. But I think you've got to be quite thick-skinned.
There are more than 30,000 out-of-hospital cardiac arrests in the UK every year. The overall survival rate is just 1 in 10. 2 cars have crashed in a busy residential road. The Fire and Rescue Service have made an initial assessment. Their commander briefs Will on the casualties.
One man.
Yeah.
Head injuries.
Yeah.
One lady over there.
Okay.
Ankle injury.
Okay.
One more.
Hello, sir.
Over there. Small laceration side of dead.
Okay.
He was the driver of that one.
Okay.
These 2 were in a silver car.
Okay. Hello, sir. Got a good head injury there.
First Anthony, who was a front seat passenger.
Did you have your seatbelt on? Yeah. Did you have did your airbags go off? Yeah. Yeah? Are you knocked out at all? No. No? And you got any pain anywhere? Yeah. Whereabouts? My neck. Your neck? Okay.
Anthony and his partner Jade were just nipping out to get their kids some tea. As they pulled out from their parking spot, they were hit by an oncoming car.
Which direction were you facing? You're facing that way. In which car?
In this Fiesta.
In that Fiesta. So it's turned you around? Yeah. Yeah, okay.
The driver of the other car has declined medical assessment. So Jethro tends to Jade.
As the adrenaline wears off, you might feel a little bit sick. That's perfectly normal, don't worry about that.
Despite being in severe pain, she managed to drag herself out of the car and back to her front door.
Is this leg any worse?
Yeah.
But you can feel down here?
I feel you touching it, yeah.
OK, I'm not going to move your leg unnecessarily. Wiggly toes. Is that painful?
Yeah.
Really? Is that normally painful?
No.
Jethro suspects Jade has broken her ankle.
Will you get some painkillers?
Please.
We'll get you an ambulance and we'll get you an X-ray for that.
All right.
For this, a good starting point is what we call Entonox. It just takes the edge off.
Entonox is a mixture of oxygen and nitrous oxide that should relax Jade as well as dull her pain.
Let's swap this to that side.
Oh, you've touched it. Sorry.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Your wire touched
sorry.
it.
Just that
Another wire
touched it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Mate, I'm just going to have a little feel of your neck here. You're holding it just here. Is that where it's hurting, is it? Yeah? OK, mate.
Injuries sustained in RTCs aren't always immediately obvious. Because of the force involved, it's important to rule out anything life-threatening.
So it's tender on the right-hand side there.
Will needs to be sure that Anthony's head injury isn't more serious than a flesh wound, because a sudden blow to the head can lead to dangerous swelling of the brain.
And you're not feeling like pins and needles or anything like that anywhere? Yeah.
Pins and needles could mean nerve or spinal damage. Anthony is able to stand, which is promising.
I want you to just very slowly just turn your head over to the left, OK? Just keep your body nice and straight. Turn your head over to the left.
But Will must assess his range of movement to be sure.
Where's it hurt? Pulling on the side there. Okay, all right. So, I mean, my advice, mates, for now is just to keep it nice and straight, nice and still. I'm not too worried about any sort of spinal damage, but yeah, we do need to get your head wound looked at.
Will sends a photo to the hospital medics so they can assess the wound before he arrives.
So what we'll do, mate, I'm just going to try and push the skin back down to where it should be, and then we'll put a bandage over it to try and keep any nasties out of there. I think we're looking all right. That's certainly going to stop the blood dripping down, and it's going to protect that wound from getting infected, okay?
Anthony's wound is under control, but his partner Jade's pain is not. Despite the Entonox, she is still in significant discomfort.
What I'd like to do is find a vein, pop a needle and give you some paracetamol.
Intravenous paracetamol is a more powerful pain reliever, but there's a problem.
Not good with needles.
OK.
Go on, you got my hands. You'll be around.
Take a few breaths of that. Keep breathing that. I can't do it if you're flinching.
Stay still.
OK, nice and relaxed, all right. OK.
With her ankle finally secure,
yeah, give us your hand, love. All right, push, right, push.
They can move her onto the waiting stretcher.
Push your bottom back.
With both Anthony and Jade stable, Will and Jethro leave them in the hands of the ambulance crew and prepare themselves for the next critical care call-out. A building is on fire with reports of people trapped inside. Having been rescued by the fire service, one patient is receiving oxygen in the back of an ambulance.
Are you in any pain at all?
Yeah, on the back of my neck, so they have to drag me along the floor.
52-year-old John was found in his bedroom on the 4th floor of the building. A candle he was burning started the fire.
Did you pass out at any point?
I don't think so.
No? You got any breathing problems normally?
Yeah, I've been in hospital with a chest infection.
John recently left the ITU, or intensive therapy unit, where he was receiving treatment for a chest infection. As he's already recovering from this serious condition, his lungs are particularly vulnerable to smoke inhalation.
Do you feel like your throat is tight or anything?
It just hurts.
Inhaling smoke from a house fire can result in heat damage to the upper airways, as well as poisoning from the toxic chemicals given off by burning furniture.
Okay, he's got quite a lot of soot in there. Would you like some painkillers? It's all right if we pop a little line in you and give you some IV stuff.
Okay.
There are 8 flats in the converted building where John lives, and every resident needs to be accounted for. 33 minutes after the alarm was raised, news comes in that a second casualty has been pulled from the smoke-filled building and is now in need of Dr. Richard's care.
I just want to make sure this other guy just get eyes on very quickly that he's not going to need anything.
So Ben's with him. He's very minor.
The incident commander points Dr. Richard in the direction of another ambulance crew member. They've been treating one of John's neighbours, who also escaped from the building.
He was in a flat above, so as they've walked down through the smoke, that's where he's inhaled it. So, like, I'm not concerned.
Yeah, so he's got no obvious compromise. There's no carbonated soot or anything.
Fine.
Yeah, he should be fine for Shrewsbury. This other guy, I reckon we're going to have to get him up to the QE there.
Back on the ambulance, though, Dr. Richard is concerned about the damage to John's airways.
I think especially because you only just got out of hospital with your chest as it is, what we're going to do is take you to a specialist centre that deals with burns, just in case you get a bit worse. You're already in the best possible place, all right?
Both Dr. Richard and Kerry decide to travel with John in the ambulance in order to continue providing critical care en route.
Yep. We'll keep topping you up with painkillers, don't want you to worry.
Sorry,
Feel sick.
Although nausea can be a side effect of morphine, it can also be caused by inhaling the toxic gases in smoke.
How's that sickness? Has it gone away a little bit, or is it still there? Yeah? All right. We'll keep that nearby. Just give you that bit of oxygen.
Is that pain a bit better, John? Yeah. How's your breathing?
Good heart.
Yeah.
John's vital signs are improving, but there's still a risk of long-term lung damage as a result of breathing in so much smoke. But John has other things on his mind.
I hope my neighbours are okay.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're all right. They've been checked on, John.
I'm worried I got new shoes and keys.
Don't worry about that. Like, everyone will... I mean, I don't think you'll be able to go home for a couple of days anyways. It sounded like the Red Cross were going to come in and rehouse everyone while they sorted the fire out in the building and everything. The main thing is everyone's safe, John. No one else is hurt. You're the only one who got hurt in it. No, don't worry, accidents happen, don't they?
Arriving at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, John will be taken through to the burns unit, where his breathing will be closely monitored. "85-year-old Ron lives alone. This morning he began feeling unwell after vomiting blood. Since then, he's deteriorated rapidly.
Okay, Dad.
And his children have rushed round to help.
Has he got a good radial or is he? Absent radial. So he's got remarkable GCS, hasn't he, for someone whose blood pressure is so low, yeah.
With no detectable radial pulse in Ron's wrist, Faye and Alistair can hardly believe he's still conscious. He needs to get to hospital, but moving him in this condition is risky.
It's probably going to be easier to just come straight down the stairs, so I don't want to sit him up with a really low blood pressure.
The stairway's too narrow to carry Ron on a stretcher, but if he's upright, his already dangerously low blood pressure could drop further.
He's not in any pain. He's not actively bleeding externally now. So actually just taking a few minutes to bring that blood pressure up to get us and him safely down the stairs.
Raising Ron's legs will help improve blood flow to his heart. Ron has a small cannula fitted to his arm so drugs can be given. The team are now looking to fit a larger cannula so fluids can be delivered intravenously.
Can you find anything on your side, Faye?
They're definitely blues, put it that way.
Oh, it's disappeared now, I've cleaned it.
Fluids should help increase his blood pressure, but his weak circulation is making it hard to find a vein.
Sharp scratch here, Ron.
Ron, just another sharp scratch in your other arm. We're getting you blood from all directions, sir.
Breathe in and out, Dad. I know, it hurts. All right, Dad. In and out.
Sorry.
With Ron's elevated heart rate, Alistair can't risk giving adrenaline to boost his circulation. Instead, he uses metaraminol, which helps increase blood flow to the heart. It's a drug only the critical care team carry. The treatment appears to be working.
So, folks, we are a 77 systolic now, with a radial pulse.
So, bit by bit, bit by bit.
And are we all sorted outside, ready to go? Because I haven't looked at stretchers outside. So, a little bit more mess, and then we move.
Ron's vital signs have improved to the point where Faye and Alistair can try to move him downstairs.
All we want you to do is slowly wiggle, whilst you're like that, towards the edge of the bed. Try not to sit up just yet, just wiggle to the side.
Have a look at those drawers.
Just take your time. Have a minute.
Although Ron's blood pressure's better than it was, it's still dangerously low. Moving him could trigger a cardiac arrest.
Getting him out of here could drop his blood pressure really badly. This could end up with us needing to do resuscitation on him if he reached that point. I'm afraid so, yeah. We will obviously do everything we can, but I'm sort of giving you a heads up, if you like, that this could go wrong. There's probably no other way of me saying it, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I never thought of sitting low my way.
I know, Ron, I know. So let's get to the side of the bed.
You ready?
And down a bit, actually. So side and down. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
The stairway's too narrow for a stretcher, so Faye and Alistair decide to move him using a carry sheet.
I think if we went headfirst downstairs, that would really go vomiting, wouldn't it? So, yeah, let's stick with the feet first. Ready, steady, slide.
It's an awkward manoeuvre, and due to his internal bleeding, Ron could go into cardiac arrest at any moment.
Oh, no, Ron. Keep on going.
But it's necessary.
Ready, set, and slide.
If Ron's to get the specialist treatment he desperately needs.
Okay, and lift. Up, 1, 2, 3.
That's
All right,
fine.
Ron. We're outside now.
With Ron safely on a stretcher, the team have pulled off the most dangerous part of the operation. Now, they just need to get him to hospital, and fast.
I'm just going to expose you a second, just so I can get you to Tommy again. Yeah. No, well, we do worry about you, Ron.
Yeah.
Before they set off, Faye allows a moment for Ron to say goodbye to his children.
There's
some money in your trousers, don't wash it. Take that out, all right.
Ron, listen to Caroline a second.
Listen to me, you need to get yourself better. Forget what's in the house. I'll sort the house. Just get well.
No,
we all will, Dad. We'll all sort it.
So we're going now.
Oh, no, I'll go with him.
No, not at the moment. So reassessing, there's nothing external, nothing we can do about internal. From a breathing point of view, we're absolutely happy. We've got equal rising for all of his chest, there's no trauma. Bailey, can you take a radial pulse, please? I've got a really bounding carotid. You've got a good radial, super.
Ron's blood pressure has improved significantly, but he still needs critical care in hospital. Ron will be handed over to the emergency department, where doctors will try to find the cause of his bleed.